Thanks for choosing us. Let's begin with the mass burial, which is being held for 6 school children who were crushed to death by a vehicle in Karachi. A Toyota saloon car ran over the 6 children who were on their way home from school at Ankasi in the Karachi West district of the Uti region. Another child is believed to be in critical condition after sustaining severe injuries after the Wednesday incident. Correspondent Peter Senu tells Joy News bodies of the deceased have since been released from the Karachi Government Hospital for burial today. Let's go live to him for the very latest on this one. Peter, give us a background to this accident and the current mood in the town.
Right, Aisha, can you hear me, Aisha?
Loud and clear, Peter.
Right, so as we know, on Wednesday, students have closed from school and were returning home when a saloon car, which our sources say was also going to organize a funeral for their late dad, ran into some number of students. And we know that 6 of them have died as we speak and would soon be will be laid to rest. So that's what we know. And the saloon car, the Toyota saloon car involved with registration number 2392-2022 was involved in this accident and then ran over these children. And one of them, as you have indicated, we know, was rushed to the Karachi Government Hospital, but has since been referred to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, although in critical condition. But the family says the patient is responding to treatment as we speak. And if I may just give you a breakdown of some of these numbers and in the people involved. In fact, as we speak now, one family has lost as many as 4 children. That's a Wasa family. 4 of them are dead. And then one of them, which is the 5th one, is the one at the hospital now receiving treatment. And another family also has 2 of its members dead due to this accident. And then another one also has 1. And then the years range between 15, 16, 12. The list of the ages is 7. The 7th years are twins, Wasa Sarah and Wasa Sandra. These are twins that the family just lost like that. And they are in basic one to say. So that is what we know regarding the children who were involved in these accidents. Aisha.
Peter, what can you say about the driver? What's his status now?
Yes, from the family, the driver was apprehended by the police on Wednesday, but as we speak, we do not know whether he's been granted bail or is still in the grips of the police. Aisha.
Now, the various families, as you recount, who have lost many of their members, what have they been saying?
In fact, they said they feel saddened by the whole incident. They feel distraught, and this is a peasant farming community, and to be managing to look after your children, and these are innocent children, so to say, returning from school to run errands for their parents, and vehicles just from nowhere running into them as it happened. They feel so saddened by the development, Aisha.
So why is this burial happening?
In fact, the community is ready for the burial, but the Karachi West Assembly is now doing some negotiations with the hospital so that the bodies are finally released to the families for burial later this afternoon, Aisha. And we can assure our listeners and viewers that whatever happens, we will bring it to them live on this network.
Let's talk about the police. Have they been around? What have they been saying?
Well, for now, the police have not spoken to us, but they were on the scene to clear and then make way for traffic as the incident happened. But for now, they are only continuing with the investigations as they put it. So they have not stated what caused the accident and whether or not the driver will be prosecuted and all that. We are unsure about what their decisions are with regards to this development in that direction, Aisha.
Peter Seno is our correspondent in the Oti region. We'll bring you updates of this in our subsequent bulletins. From the Oti region, let's come back to Accra and go to Pokwasi. A truck carrying cocoa beans has emptied its content on the Accra Pokwasi road after it was involved in an accident. The accident is impeding the free flow traffic on that stretch, leaving many commuters stranded. My colleague Abena Pokwa of our sister station Adom TV was at the scene this morning and gave this account earlier.
Okay, so we got information this morning, and when we got to the scene, some eyewitnesses who witnessed the accident spoke to us and said it happened around 1:30 to 2 a.m. at dawn.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were there, they assisted in directing the traffic before the police got to the scene. So there were 4.
Okay.
According to them, one car had gotten spots and was stationed just at the roadside, and another truck carrying the cocoa beans, about 600 bags that was carrying. It failed brake from John Tay to Beria. That was where it hit with the station car, and then it overturned. The other one, which had the millet, also came, and then when you go to the scene, I believe they complained about the street lights, because there are no street lights. They suspected it could be the driver didn't see ahead, so he just crashed into it and also overturned. So the road leading to Ofanko Barrier, the runabout, which is the outer lane, was blocked, and the main road was also blocked. There were no casualties. We were informed that the drivers for these vehicles were at the police station. As at the time we got there, they were at the police station writing their statement. They are complaining bitterly. One, due to the darkness of the road at night, because they said as soon as from 6 p.m. going into the night, there are no light. There are street lights on the street door, but they are not working.
They are not working.
So they see it is parts of the challenges they are facing, especially the drivers. And others too told us, due to the nature of that joint, you see, coming from John Tay to Beria, you get that sometimes you might be in a limbo as to whether you'll be passing the main road or be getting into the outer lane to Ofanko Beria. And most times, according to them, people get confused. They said just last Monday there was an accident, which a private car caused it, because when we go to the scene or the junction, it was torn between going to the outer lane or using the main road, and the confusion also became like a situation where carelessness started. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the truck overturned due to the carelessness of the driver. So mainly the challenges has been the street lights and the stretch, how it has been designed.
Okay.
They believe something could be done about it. So they were appealing to the authority. Met about 4 police officers from the MTTD. They were there directing the traffic.
Okay.
And all persons who ply the Pokwase road will attest to the fact that most times you see the traffic is always hectic at John Tay. But today, after John Tay, you realize the traffic.
Abena Pokwa with that report. Now, we're staying on the road because the Ghana Toll Workers Group is asking government to pay arrears due them months after the country's toll booths were removed. After scrapping road tolls in the latter part of 2021, the government promised to pay salary arrears due the workers and ensure they were reassigned. However, many of whom are people living with disability say this has not been the case. They've not received their monies in the past 4 months. The group's chairperson, Henry Dogbe, told Joy News that about 800 workers are struggling to make ends meet. They picketed this morning at the Ministry of Roads and Highways. There's more in this report.
After the government removed all road tolls across the country in November 2021, over 800 toll booth workers lost their jobs. They were to be reassigned by the government, while some arrears due them were paid. The toll workers say this is yet to happen. After a meeting today at the Ministry of Roads and Highways, the workers claimed that the situation was badly affecting them.
It's not easy at all. We are even trying to look for a job. You go. Yesterday, for instance, I go to a place and the lady told me that the job I have, if I give you, you cannot do it.
I survive through my wife and friends because I don't have any work doing.
You know, I was renting at Pubiman, but because of this, my time is due and I've been ejected from the room. My things are in someone's uncompleted building now. You see, my children are not going to school because of school fees and feeding fees and those stuffs.
Chairperson of the Ghana Toll Workers Group, Henry Dogbe, said the government should bring back road tolls since it has made no provisions to reassign them after scrapping the road tolls.
But the workers, we are almost 800. Yes, we are calling for them. If they as promised in the budget statement that the workers will be reassigned and be paid until they are reassigned, if the reassignment will not come on, as we can see that it will not even come on. So they should call back the toll. So I will go into the toll and do the work.
The Ministry of Roads and Highways, on the other hand, said it had no individual contract with the workers. However, plans are underway to fulfill the demand of the groups. Isaac J. Kwache is the deputy PRO of the ministry.
Let's get this context correct. The ministry does not have any agreement with the individual contractors or collectors. We cannot deal with them individually, but it is rather the company that employ them. But that notwithstanding, we are engaging with them to ensure that we find a amicable solution to some of these squabbles.
Currently, executives of the group are planning to engage its members on the new developments as it waits on the ministry to act. Efwa Aprekwa Boafo's report read to you.
A pickup vehicle belonging to the Ghana Highway Authority has been snatched at gunpoint around Jisoyanele in the northern regional capital of Tamale. Joy News' checks revealed that the two occupants of the vehicle were in motion and suddenly saw a rider fall off his motorbike right in front of them. The two stopped to help the rider only for them to hear a break-in into their vehicle. The attacker pointed a gun at them, removed the number plate and immediately drove the pickup away. Here's Northern Regional Crime Officer Superintendent Bernard Baba Ananga giving further details of the story.
There was a robbery that was on the 10th, and this was reported around 1 a.m. when a Toyota Hilux pickup with registration number GH6207-20 belonging to Ghana Highway Authority was snatched from the driver at gunpoint around King David area. And we soon declared a manhunt for those armed robbers, and we believe most of them are coming from some locations and then going around taking vehicles like that, because our highways have been inundated with police officers, especially the nights, and we see that they are not finding their way clear. So we are getting the cooperation of some other informants who are helping us to trace this vehicle, as well as the complainant himself. We believe that we'll be able to recover the vehicle, and it will be returned to the owner and possibly arresting the suspects as it stands.
How many robbery or car snatching incidents have we had this year?
So far, we're looking at some of them. 2 were reported, which we managed to recover. 1 Toyota Hilux pickup around, that is Choco area. And what actually happened was that when it was reported, it came to our attention so quickly. We managed to close all our routes with the Operation Calm Life men that we had on the roads for the night. And then the manhunt that was declared as quickly as possible, we managed to recover that vehicle. The suspects, upon realizing that police was at their heels, they abandoned and fled. The other one had to do with another That was a Hilux, not a Hilux, a Prado, that was also taken at under similar circumstances.
The teacher who poured acid on a 14-year-old boy is yet to be arrested. The boy lost his hand and leg to amputation after the said teacher poured acid on him for allegedly stealing a bicycle. Father of the boy is demanding justice. According to his father, the suspect is still walking about freely while his son is in critical condition at the hospital.
He told me that he was moving around picking scraps. So he came and met a big tin tomatoes, they were empty ones. No? So he picked them and they were plenty. So he rather used his bicycle, kept his bicycle over there and pick another bicycle from the house so that he can go and sell them and come back. So he left the bicycle there and went and sold those things. When he was coming back, the man met him and said that he stole the bicycle. And he said, no, I do not steal it, but this is what happened. So that the man tied him and called some people. They put one drum here, and then they put wood on top of the drums. They tie his leg and their hands and hang him. They were rolling him and they were hitting him. So he told them, no, they should exercise patience. This is what is happening. They did not listen. To say that it happened around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, up to in the night, 7 o'clock p.m. before he said that they should bring the bottled water. So when they brought the bottled water, he poured it on the boy's legs and the hands. And the one who did that to him is called Ibrahim Salif, a teacher at Naleru Senior High. That's his name. The guy name is Fire. That's what they call him at the senior high there. But me, I have nothing to do, but I need justice.
Okay, in Accra, Trade and Industry Minister Alan Kwejo Chairman Teng has given assurances the industrialization agenda of the government will soon pay off by creating more jobs for the teeming youth who are unemployed in Ghana. The NPP stalwart, who was speaking at a lecture organized by the Presbyterian Church of Ghana on the theme Harnessing Job Prospects and Opportunities in the Trade Industry, encouraged Ghanaians to eschew pessimism about their future and not lose hope because the country has brighter prospects ahead. My colleague Samuel Kobinim has more.
Unemployment has been a major challenge in Ghana. In spite of many policy interventions by successive governments, a significant majority of the country's youthful population have difficulties finding jobs. In a bid to explore solutions to the crisis, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana organized a public lecture in Accra on the theme Harnessing Job Prospects and Opportunities in the Trade Industry. CEO of InnoHub Limited, Nelson Amu, who was the main speaker of the event, called for the creation of the right policies that catalyze business growth.
It is time as a country to pursue the path of high growth of businesses, ready available investment in these businesses, who we can tell can create jobs. Once we invest in you, we want to see how many jobs you're creating, how many sustained jobs you are creating, what levels of incomes you're paying to these people. It is time to pursue this agenda. It is time to look again at my proposed Ghana-Africa strategy.
Moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Right Reverend Professor Joseph Obriyeboamanthe, expressed worry about the deliberate attempts by every opposing party to run governments down for political gains.
In this country, there is a way that partisan politics is done that makes me want to vomit. At time. And they all do it to each other, the two parties. When one party is in power, the other one in opposition, his job, he feels that his job is to run the one in power down. And if you are in Christian council or a reverend minister and you are not supporting what they are saying, they say you are supporting the one in power. It is not my job as a minister to run governments down. It is my job as a minister to help every government in power to do better, because if the government does better, Ghana does better.
Minister for Trade and Industry, Kojo Alanchemanten, listed some industrialization policies being rolled out by his outfit targeted at supporting the private sector, which he believes is the engine of growth.
The government, if you recall, in our budget statement,
focused on the new direction that government is pursuing, that we want to develop an entrepreneurial nation. This is where the government is trying to move to develop an entrepreneurial nation. And so in that regard, government has established what is called the Youth Start program. Youth Start program. And government has earmarked an amount of 1 billion Ghana cedis, both grants and grants and then soft loans to assist startup businesses or early stage businesses that are looking for capital to expand.
Let's do more on this. And joining me via Zoom is the CEO of the Business Resource Center, Eric Oforiatta, for a conversation on how the Ministry of Trade and Industry is working to address the unemployment situation in the country. I'm grateful for your time, sir. First, let's look at the status, our status as a country as far as government's industrialization agenda is concerned.
Well, the government industrialization agenda is basically based on some anchor industries that the Ministry of Trade and Industry have implemented. As you can tell, 1D, 1F, and the 1D, 1F program, and the car assemblies, the manufacturing, the pharmaceutical industry being boosted. And the other thing that the Ministry of Trade and Industry have really created to help this unemployment in the country, especially the youth, is the business resource centers that was created by the trade industry about 2020, August of 2020. And there are about 67 created nationwide, and 37 is operational right now. And the mission of the business resource centers is to assist micro, small, medium enterprises and entrepreneurs to successfully grow their businesses by utilizing technologies and best business practices. So in so doing, we had help expand the economy and, equally importantly, help with the creation of jobs. And with the business resource centers, which is supporting this whole government industrialization transformation agenda, it's basically we offer a business, we're a one-stop shop for all business development service, and also an business information repository set. And specifically for the youth, there are some programs from the youth that the Business Resource Center is going to be embarking on, or is embarking on. One, we are going to be coordinating with the tertiary institutions to set up business clubs, just like the Rotary clubs and Rotracks and stuff in the institutions, so that we can properly train them and prepare them whilst they before they get out of school. Because right now the reality is that most of them, once they come out of school, cannot get these regular jobs. So we are going to encourage them into getting into veering off into entrepreneurship. And the other thing too that the Business Resource Center is engaged on right now, we are trying to get in talks with the National Service Secretariat and NAPCO directors to see how, whilst the kids are doing a national service or NAPCO, we can actually train them in entrepreneurship and give them all the support. So once they come out, they will be ready to get into creating their own businesses. After all, what the Business Resource Center realized of the creation, which anyway by the personal vision of the Honorable Minister Alan Chematin, was to ensure that businesses can thrive in this country, because they realized that when they have no support once a business is created, or how to even create a business, But once you come to the Business Resource Center and you become a client, we do something like a health check for you. Something like that, go to the hospital for the first time. It's called the business health check. And we realize we get all the assessment made, and then we'll decide what to do. A lot of businesses say that they can't get credit, and it's true. And because the reason is that they are not formalized. You realize that they don't even, they are not registered at the register general. They don't have their books. They don't have any records keeping and stuff. But the Business Resource Center helps in preparing all these things for you. And then
Mr. Ferreira, I need you
when you go for
Mr. Ferreira, I need you to explain briefly some of the modules that you are implementing and how the unemployed can take advantage of those.
Well, the modules that we are implementing, for instance, when you come to the Business Resource Center.
All right, it looks like we lost Mr. Furiata there. He's speaking to us about the Business Resource Center, which also deals with unemployment, supposed to work handy with the Trade and Industry Ministry to ensure the industrialization agenda of government. A snake has bitten the scrotum of a level 300 student at the Asinfosu College of Education in the Central Region. The student said he quickly stood on his feet after feeling a pinch in his testicles, only to find a snake curled up in the toilet bowl. The incident happened on Wednesday, and the student has since been hospitalized. Doctors work around the clock to save him. Principal of the college, Dr. Anthony Babariye, has been narrating the incident to Joy News.
This happened on Wednesday around 5 p.m. We have a KVIP toilet which is disused. For the past 2 years, it's been disused. We've asked the students not to use it. And then we have fixed WCs to replace that for them. But I realized that because some of them go and mess up the WC, some go there and they feel it's not clean enough, so they still prefer to go to the disused toilet. We warned them several times, but some of them still go there. So I think this guy went there to ease himself, and the reptile was hiding in there and then attacked him. So we took him to the hospital, and then we called the parents and they came, and we are leaving.
He says the victim is still in hospital but in stable condition.
Care of him, so he's fine now. I was there this morning to see him.
Is he still in hospital?
He's still in hospital.
Okay, but yeah. His condition is stable.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
This morning they took his blood sample to check the venom level.
Well, if you're listening to this now and wondering how to keep your toilet safe from reptiles, especially snakes, let's get some help in dealing with that. On the line with me is Reverend Ebenezer Adai, who is a general manager of Victops, a fumigations company. Mr. Adai, I'm grateful for your time this afternoon. Let's look at incidents of this nature. How common are they?
Thank you very much. Snake bites from toilet or KVIP are not common, but it can happen because these snakes or other reptiles are attracted by the small insect or an ant, which they also normally play around the toilet. So because they want to feed on them, they feed on these small ants and small insects. It's likely that you may meet or you may get or you may see reptile, snake around these areas. So what you normally do in order not to get into these incidents is we have to do frequent disinfestation, that is spraying, to be able to get rid of them. Actually, when we spray, it doesn't kill the snake because the ingredients that normally at first used to kill them has been taken away with the appeal from wildlife organization. So World Health Organization have taken that, has banned those bad or that potency that can kill the snake. What we have is to repel them. It repels the snake. So with schools, such as schools where students normally use KVIP, either we adapt to disinfestation, that is spraying activity on their quarterly basis, or there are some flowers that you can also plant around, which the scent also get the snake, it repels them. So it doesn't allow them to come closer in there. With those that have been using WC, it's hardly to see a snake in a WC. So what we do is, anytime we go to WC, we must make sure the head is on. If it is on already, you can raise it and put it down, then you flush it. So that any insect or any reptile which has gotten in there may be flushed by the water, so that the water cannot flush it, but you'll be able to see it before you sit or you squat on them. But with the KVIP, because normally they are closer to bush, so the tendency of reptiles and snakes coming there is rare. So students or management of such schools must try and plant those flowers, that trees around those areas that it's likely that reptiles and snakes will come near. Or they should adopt to a quarterly disinfestation of these areas. This will help prevent any snake bite or any other reptile which is likely to cause harm to human beings. Naturally, snakes are animals that they are afraid of human beings. Unless maybe you have stepped on them or something has caused them, you want to anger them, that is where they will spark. They will get back to try to either cause harm to you. Else, it's hardly that snake will bite you.
Grateful for your time. He is with the Victop's Fumigation Company under Zoom Lion. Let's take a break on Joy News today. When we return, we'll bring you the very latest from the world of business.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobinim has justified this year's April inflation rate, rejecting suggestions that it is being understated. There are concerns the 23.6% rate for last month does not reflect current developments on the market. Some observers have said that the figures should have been higher than what has been put out, but speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Professor Kobinim insisted the data reflects developments on the ground.
From my point of view, it's not really about whether it should have gone lower than the 19.4 or higher than 19.4. I think the reality on the ground, what you hear people saying is that prices of commodities keep changing. I think what we're not too sure about was the extent to which the price would change between March 2022 and April 2022. And George, this is one of the reasons why we are emphasizing understanding the immediate effect and the pass-through effects. Yesterday, we put a fourth item out of the 13 divisions that recorded a higher than national rate of inflation, which was household equipment and maintenance. I had earlier on also indicated that bus and trotro fares with a weight of 5.8 recorded an inflation rate of 29.7. George, if you take these two items moving forward, there is potential pass-through effect. And what that simply means is that if house owners are incurring higher costs in terms of household equipment and maintenance, the tendency of passing on this through rent, which is also one of the 307 items, is very high. So we might not have effect of wherever the source of household equipment is, because of the potential that house owners would also pass on this through rent to final consumers. And clearly the effect through the bus trotro fares need not be mentioned, because we all know. Because if that keeps on increasing, then the other chain on the system would also be varying.
I get from this was a past event, and looking at the past event,
that was indeed a true reflection.
I mean, this is based on April 2022.
And the discussion stands by what they've put out.
Yeah, and we are yet to release May 2022 inflation. So if we don't think about policies that will sort of dampen the effects or dampen the potential effect of household equipment and maintenance and increasing bus and trotro fares, it's going to reflect in the inflation that we're going to.
Now, German Ghana-based construction firm MC Bauchemie Limited says it's committed to redefining the construction industry in Ghana. According to the managing director, Noble Bidiako, the company will provide a deeper understanding of concrete technology through collaboration with institutions and companies in Ghana to train construction industry players. Here's more.
At the grand opening of the office, training center and factory complex at Ashie in the Greater Accra region, the company said it will facilitate capacity development in the construction industry across 5 countries, including Ghana. Part of this project, according to the company, was the support for the building of a training center to improve technical qualification and employability in the field of construction. According to managing director of the company, Noble Bidiako, the company's target is to create awareness for Ghanaians with respect to the development of the sector.
Our main target is to revolutionize the concrete industry in Ghana. Revolutionize the concrete in the creation of awareness for people to get to know the dynamics of concrete. Now, as we demonstrated today, the concrete is becoming more exciting. Now we are going into 3D printing concrete. We are going through a lot of revolution. Already in some parts of the world where we are now building without even cement, because of the issue of global warming, how to reduce CO2 and all those things. So the concrete industry is becoming more and more challenging, and then we need to be at pace with the new development in concrete. And that's what we are looking forward to. In actual fact, we want to build the capacity in the sub-region and use us as a reference point when it comes to concrete and concrete know-how.
Minister of Works and Housing Francis Asenso Boachi called on actors in the construction industry to be innovative and come up with pragmatic solutions to help address challenges in the sector.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the creation of these physical assets that many modern economies, both developed and developing, have successfully exploited towards achieving and sustaining the requisite socioeconomic progress. However, exploiting the activities and outcomes of the construction and manufacturing industry towards the anticipated socioeconomic progress does not materialize on a haphazard and weak developmental framework. That is why the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is committed to providing the requisite support for this sector to thrive and its full potential of helping to grow our national economy.
The grand opening was to provide MC Bauchemie Ghana with the opportunity to share its story with the players within the industry and to showcase what can be produced out of drive, determination and other management of small beginnings.
And that's all for business for now. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business, and of course on the marketplace at the top of the hour. Up next, sports.
Time now for sports on Joy News today with me, Muftar Nabila Abdullah. Former Black Stars head coach CK Akono has thrown his weight behind Otto Addo to lead the senior national team to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Akono, who began the World Cup qualifiers in September 2021 before he was sacked same year, believes Otto Addo will do a good job.
I've been quiet, sometimes talking too much is also not necessary, and you need to look back, the failures, the good and the bad, and of course about learning as well. I've been learning, doing a lot of learning. I've been to Europe twice and back, and I'll continue to do it, to enhance myself in the business of the game, and so that's what I'm doing.
And we don't forget, Otto Addo did mention that you were part of the qualification process. I mean, what's the feeling to have seen the team finally make it to the World Cup?
Otto Addo is like a brother, When we decided that he should come to Ghana to play for him and the others, it was me, Sami Kufuor and Anthony Bafo, who, stormed in terms of talking and ideas, and we did it. Now I was the captain then, so he's been my brother or a brother since then. I've had a couple of times to talk briefly, And so I am happy for him. I came on board, it didn't work somehow, one way or the other, and so, but I'm Ghanaian, and I would love to see Ghana do well in the World Cup with a Ghanaian, and he's a Ghanaian, and I think I need to support him.
That's right. What would you suggest? What preparation plan would you suggest? What do we need to do from now till the World Cup to ensure that we're able to overcome these opponents, Uruguay, Portugal?
Look, we have a bunch of guys who have the brain behind, Didi Dramani, Boateng, and of course Chris Hughton and Otoado. We don't need to worry too much. I think they will do a good job.
The Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Athletics, Bao Fusene, has revealed the athletics governing body has a plan of unearthing young athletes from schools to develop them to compete at a senior level. He believes it is an initiative that will pay off.
The Athletics Association has come out with a deliberate policy of grooming young ones, especially those from the SSS. For the last 2 years, we didn't have a competitive SSS school sports.
Okay.
So this time around, the technical committee led by Julius Satoko and Samuel Aye has consciously picked certain talented athletes from the various second institutions that will represent Ghana at the under 18. But the under 20, the subcommittee will definitely use the tertiary institutions, which currently they have the best young athlete we have in the country. So we'll have that transition from the under 18 to the under 20, from under 20 to the seniors. That is what we are going to do. And we are doing all events.
There's some good news for Ghana Premier League and the Kumasi Asante Kotoko. As the leading goal scorer of the competition, Frank Mbella Etuga has been called up to the Cameroon senior national team for the AFCON 2023 qualifiers. And on this note, we wrap up sports here. Up next is World News.
Time now for some updates in showbiz. My name is KMJ. Rapper Eno Baroni has been talking about featuring artists here in Ghana in terms of rap music, and she's been reaching out to younger rappers and old rappers out there not to be scared of putting her on features. Here is Eno Baroni.
People will talk about you when you have a fight with somebody. And so it actually makes people relevant. But that's not the only thing that can make you relevant, though.
That's not the only thing. Your works can also speak for you. So, I mean,
I mean, beef without works is nothing. Because after the beef dies, what are we there to look at you for? You understand? So you need to have works and let your works speak for you. So when the crowd actually comes to look at you, that's when you show them that say, but then they come and you are still fighting. When the fight dies, what did you prove? Nothing.
And that was Eno Baroni in the studio of Hits 103.9 FM. Away from that, Kendrick Lamar is here in Ghana, and he's up to a lot of things, including releasing his album today. Now, on the back of that, Eno Baroni has been talking about hip-hop and the culture and what it brings to the table. She spoke about all of these on Hits 103.9 FM.
You know the funny thing?
No, tell me.
Please don't be scared to feature me, okay? Like, I heard people are scared to feature me. When we are doing a song, we are not in a song to kill each other.
Exactly.
We are in a song to collaborate and make good music and put it out. But sometimes, because of anytime I do a feature with girls, it's normal. But when I do a feature with a guy, you see what's going on right now. So it's like people kind of like, when two rappers are on a song, it's like you putting your life down. You can be killed at any point. That is how it's kind of looking like right now. So it's kind of difficult for them to actually feature me. So it's like I feature them. That's what's going on now.
Wow.
And I have featured some people too that I thought it was nice projects, but it's still in the room. I don't know why.
You think they're scared of you?
I don't think they are scared of me, but then like the fan bases are making it difficult for me to get the features. Please, Kendrick Lamar is in town. Stop doing that.
Please, she's in town. Stop doing that.
So that he won't feel like that.
Yeah.
This is Hits.
And that's Eno Baroni speaking about the hip-hop culture and also featuring artists here in Ghana. Of course, that'll be all for Showbiz. My name is KMJ. For more news, log on to www.majoronline.com. Aisha.
And that'll be it for the bulletin this afternoon. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching. To enjoy the rest of our programs.